What's up? Cedric here, CRWC commentary. Friday night SmackDown-ish. And at this moment, Crown Jewel is taking place. I did take a little peek in there and I saw the Bloodline were in the ring and I couldn't tell if it was Jay or Jimmy, but I think it was wearing, sky blue and white. I'm not sure, but I just took a gander, just to see what it would look like for a second. I'm going to watch it when it's all posted up and ready. Let's go ahead and jump into SmackDown here. So this opens with, and y'all about to learn why it's called SmackDown-ish. So this opens up with Nia Jax, and the fans seem bored as she drones on. My issue is that all the women use roughly the same vocal cadence. So I skipped until I saw Liv Morgan and Dominic come out, and she has the same cadence. Seriously, just go back and listen. If you don't look at the screen, it sounds like Nia Jax got a voice box transplant and kept talking. Just go and check it out. Just do it. You'll be like, wow, different voices, but what are they, sisters or something? So Tiffany Stratton, she's going to cash in at Crown Jewel. Not letting anybody know who is going to be against. So Nia begins to boasting a bit. Stratton tells her, hey, don't get it twisted. I can cash in on you too. And the fans like, ooh. Tiffany asks if, if I take the belt from you, Liv, does Dom come with it? And she says, I can use a little dirty in my life. So Liv says she has enough dirt in her life. Tiffany blasts her, and then it's like, yeah, ring the bell, get a match going. So it's Liv Morgan versus Tiffany Stratton. And I skip. Nia comes in after a long match. Stratton tries to use the case, but gets rolled up with the hook of the tights, and she loses. I'm like, Ref, why didn't you not take notice of, there's a briefcase in the ring? Was it used against her? Is she just holding on because it was just a death grip, or disqualify her for even having the weapon? Something. So then Liv hits Tiffany with the briefcase. Jax beat up Liv and hits her finish. So she stands tall as Queen of the Ring and Women's Champion. Next, Kevin Owens, he does a pre-recorded promo claiming to not want to. I don't want to fight you, Randy. I don't want to do that. I looked up to you, but I still do. And then Owens says that he's going to hurt Randy like Randy hurt him. I'm like, okay. They're not allowing him in the arena. He has to be at home or in his car or in a box, wherever he is. I'm like, why don't they do this to everybody else? Anyone else that got beef, why don't they do it to them? So look, we get a tag team, Street Profits versus Pretty Deadly. I'm like, okay, Profits gonna win this. And I skipped, so B-Fab slammed one of Pretty Deadly on the floor. That should have been a DQ anyway. And she is the manager, but she's interfering illegally in the match. Like, causing damage, not holding a leg or distracting somebody. She's causing damage. And I gotta say this, B-Fab, you are no Miss Jacqueline. It ain't working. Because Jacqueline did that stuff quick and with authority. It took you a bit to get that skinny dude up. But then the Street Profits hit the Doomsday Blockbuster for the pin. Now there's another tag match, Naomi and Bayley versus Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. Candice covers Bayley, and the ref waves it off due to being an illegal opponent. And the fans are not happy by it. I'm like, okay, so someone enforces the rules and you're not happy? It's like, how far have we fallen, fans? How far have we fallen? Naomi hits a running hip attack and pins Candice. A hip attack. It wasn't even a strong one. It was like, kind of a push her down kind of thing. They recap Monday as the Usos reunite and squash their beef and the Bloodline attacked them, but to no avail. Usos prevailed. It was all nice. Fans are all hype about it. So now, Roman Reigns makes his untouchable entrance with Jimmy Uso a step behind him. And look, his intro it gives me goosebumps. It's just awesome. The fans are in it. It's thoroughly acknowledged. And so they use every bit of that theme music. They used every bit of it. So in the ring, Jimmy says that Roman needs to drop the beef with Jay, and the fans start chanting, drop the beef. Jimmy pleads for Roman to make things right, but they already advertised Roman and the Usos versus the Bloodline for Crown Jewel. They've done it a couple of times by then. And I know they've done it in the arena. So I don't understand how you can advertise way ahead of time that they're going to all team up and then have them come out there and act like that never happened. You know, the Joker dies at the end of the Batman. All right, go watch the movie and see if it happens. It's like, well, the producer told us what happened. So Jey Uso's theme hits and the fans erupt as he makes his way from the back through the fans to the ring. And I had to know that Jey Uso's entrance is just as hype as Roman's, but Roman doesn't blow himself up doing it. Jey gets in the ring and he's silent. He's not saying anything. He's trying to catch his breath. I seen that look, the old mouth look of trying to regulate your breathing. The fans chant, drop the beef, giving him a little more time, which is good. But then Jey cuts a damn good promo to me. I like the way it sounded. It sounded legit. He says he didn't forget, and he's taking, and it's taking everything for him to simply stand in the ring with Roman. So he's like, I'm in the fight to get back at Solo. They cost me the Intercontinental belt. I cost them a belt, but I got to get back at them. And he says, look, there's scars. There's damage. He's like, there's physical damage. There's mental, emotional damage. And you can see Roman like, yeah, it makes sense. You know, you can see it on his face. And this time, he's like, I'm not some flunky. I'm not some follower. But this time, you and me, we're equals. And that got the fans good. That was a mixture of ooh and a little boos, a little cheers, a little I wouldn't take that. You know, and no, you can't do that because you know the tribal chief has no equal. I mean, you know, the chief can't be tribal chiefs. Jey wants things back the way it used to be. He's like, we used to run this together. And he's like, look, and Jey tells him, Roman, if you treat me or talk to me with the slightest disrespect, he's like, I'm out. So in the back, Jimmy's expression was screaming, fool, are you crazy? It was just a couple of clips. I had it paused so I could write. And I saw that. I was like, oh yeah. And I paused. I said, oh yep, that's the look. So he's like, why are you messing this up? His eyes were screaming about a paragraph of things. Jey says, you can walk too, Roman. You know, if you can treat me like you're my cousin and not my tribal chief, then I see you're a crown jewel. And I had to note that I'm really liking this a lot. I'm liking Jey. Roman's expressions are at the right time, and it gives you a decent window into what he may be feeling and or thinking. The fans chant OTC for a bit to cheer Roman on. Roman takes a while and says, yeet, to a great pop that bleeds into yeet chants, then hug it out, then all grow quieter when Jimmy holds up that one finger, then joined by Jey, and slowly, theatrically, dramatically joined by Roman. And Roman was like, let me show you how to really do it. And so music hit, I got goosebumps again. I was like, I like this right here. It would have been an actual great send-off at the end of the show. But it was a good spot to keep everybody entertained. Then there was a fatal four-way match. So it's a tag team fatal four-way match, title match with the women, Jade and Bianca's tag titles. So this is Io Sky, Lash Legend, Piper Niven, and Bianca Belair. And hey, I wasn't gonna watch all this, but I gotta say this though: the tag champs had a good trash talk as they neared their entrance. I like what Jade and Bianca was saying. Talk that trash. They don't have the same boring cadence and that mean girl talk. I like that they have rhythm. They've got their own style, and their styles don't even necessarily complement each other. I like that. But I had to note this: best outfit was Piper Niven's. She had the Wolverine style Xena gear. I like that. Io Sky moonsaults Bianca, who speedily rolled from the ring while Io got the pin on Lash Legend. And Io did that moonsault, and Bianca looked up and she had that, oh my God, face, and she had to spin into position so she wouldn't get messed up. Because if she didn't spin, she would have caught a knee probably to the face or lower pelvic area, and that would have been severely damaged. She had to get into place so she didn't get destroyed. Some people would say, and at first I was against it, but I get it. Like, yeah, you might get Nia Jaxed. So, turn her name into a verb. So now, Solo had a good pre-recorded promo about how he's not the bad guy in all of this. He said he's not, I'm the bad guy. I found family that loves me, that will never let me down. And then he pointed out that he helped Roman at all times, but Roman never helped him. He was there for Roman, but Roman was never there for him. Then he ended by saying at Crown Jewel, you all will respect my family. And then you will all acknowledge me. I was like, you're doing good. Take the blonde out your hair. Just get it gone. Take the blonde out. Make it red. You know, I see some blonde hair and I want to paint it red. So next we get the main event, Imperium's Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. And Gunther's in these huge, massive letters. And Ludwig Kaiser. You would have thought Ludwig Kaiser was like, you know, Jimbo down the street. Just, oh yeah, that guy came with him in the door, so I guess they together. I had to pause. I'm like, I had to read that name. I was like, okay, wow. That was terrible. So then they're going against Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. I wrote that ahead. I was like, you know, Rhody's the champion, so Randy's got to come out first, even though Randy's a much bigger star. So Cody and Gunther, they circle each other, and Gunther tags out like a heel should. Cody beats on Ludwig for a bit, even, you know, through a very long break. Gunther takes cheap shots at Cody to help Ludwig mount some form of a comeback and swing things back in Imperium's favor. Gunther beats on Cody for a bit, and, you know, it sounded like the fans were chanting for tables. Maybe for Randy to drop him on the table. I don't know. It just sounded like they were chanting, we want tables. Oh, and I'm asking y'all something in the comment section for those that listen. When it and this legit straight up, when it comes to Jey Uso's interest for his music, what are the fans chanting? You know, I don't know what they're chanting. I don't know if it's part of his song or something else. I think it's probably part of the song. But man, they were in it. They had a great cadence with the music. I liked it. I just didn't know what they were saying, because I was like, I'm hyped, but I don't know what I'm hype hearing. So help me out. Okay, so it's not long before Ludwig gets back in and With him in, I'm waiting for Cody to counter him, make the hot tag, Randy make the comeback. This didn't have much time, it's not much time. You got to get certain things. They have I think they had 14 minutes, and by the time the intros were done, they had 9 minutes and 40 some seconds. I'm like, man, then you don't really have that because you at least got to get 30 to 40 seconds of a beatdown. Somebody's got to happen before their big event. So Randy gets tagged in. He clears house with Gunther getting a sneaky little tag in and chopping the brakes off Randy. Randy was like, oh my goodness. Randy hit Gunther, hit the green killer on him before taking a bump from a missed ace crusher. And he was being too beat up to fight onward somehow. So just going on optics. Y'all just hear me out. Going on optics. And I made 2 notes. Randy misses his finisher and is at that point too hurt to fight. How can he rationally defeat or even stand a chance against Kevin Owens? I went for my finish. I pushed you off. You hit the mat. Now you need to make a tag. I'm like, that. Just saying, how does somebody work through that? And I had to also add, it's not comparing apples to oranges. It's comparing apples to bruised apples. That's what that is. So anyway, Cody gets the half hot tag and he hits the rope run ace crusher on Ludwig. That was a tiny hiccup, but nothing serious really. Randy hit the ace crusher on Gunther, who bails out. Cody hits crossroads on the fall guy and gets the pin. Yay, they win. And then all of a sudden, Kevin Owens hit Orton in the leg with a chair and then across the back with the chair. Gunther chokes out Cody. And they're like, Kevin's not even supposed to be here. I was like, it's a lot of supposed to, because if he ain't supposed to be there, he wouldn't be there. Just supposed to. So I'm like, okay. Everyone's thoroughly messed up. I wish there was some fan cam that they could have posted with this to be like, yeah, this is what happened when it was over. But I'm sure, it was, if they did it right in front of the fans, they just have staff break it up and whatnot. Push Kevin out the ring, get him to the back, get Imperium away from Cody. Cody and Randy lick their wounds. About 40 some seconds later, they're cheering on the ropes. And the fans are clapping for them, and then they leave the ring. That's what I'm hoping that they would do. But hey, with that said, I'm gonna close it out. So this has been Cedric for CR Wrestling Commentary. Friday night SmackDown-ish. And with that, we want y'all to be cool, be chill, be safe. Hope you had a great Halloween and All Hallows Day. And we'll see you next time.